It's a little basic. Needs salt.
It is a little bit soggy. Wetherspoons. Pub, restaurant, sometimes hotel, but mostly pub. There are 810 of them in the UK, each with its own unique carpet and the same thing in common. They're all dirt cheap. Not many places you can get a burger and a pint for under a tenner, but you can here. Pizza and a pint for $8.49? Don't mind if I do.
All I've ever really had from Spoons is the breakfast, the sausage, beans and chips, and like a really mediocre burger like 10 years ago.
That's about to change, because for the next 3 days I'm going to be eating nothing but food from here. Wetherspoons. It's go time.
Cool, blimey, it's wet and windy today. Well excited for this week though. It's gonna be good.
I went into the week feeling very optimistic. We were also getting our kitchen sorted and I was well up for cheap and cheerful pub food. So it was a win-win really. Getting inside, it was a lovely looking space, decent hardwood floors, a really nice cosy feel to it. It didn't seem too busy either, so I headed straight to a booth.
So far, one of the fanciest Wetherspoons I've ever been in. I love the really nice wooden floors they've got here, although I did find the carpet. What a weird sentence.
I was going to be visiting a lot of different spoons this week, so I thought I'd keep a log of all of the carpets so we could decide which one was my favourite at the end. I'm keen to know what your favourites are as well. So here is number 1. I always forget how extensive a spoon's menu is, so the breakfast choice felt overwhelming, until you break it down and it's really only a lot of variations of the same 6 things. I got my coffee and very quickly my first meal had arrived, a plate of fresh fruit and some pancakes and bacon. Having the option of fresh fruit on one of these challenges felt like a game changer. Could I actually eat semi-healthily for once? I'll let you be the judge of that.
I reckon just for my own health, my own sanity, I'm gonna get this fruit probably every morning.
Yeah, he didn't do that. The pancakes were like every pancake I've eaten recently, from a packet, and the maple syrup it came with tasted oddly fruity, but I quite liked the fresh fruit. It felt, well, fresh. So it was a welcome change and a lovely breakfast to have.
That was genuinely delightful.
Finishing up and taking another look at the menu, I thought to myself that surely this is the largest menu in the UK, right?
I'm going to count how many options there are. 149 options altogether. I'm not going to run out of food choices this week.
That is a very big menu. I'm struggling to think of anywhere else in the UK that might have a menu that large.
Lunchtime, we're going to make use of the Monday Club. Oh, here, look, Greg's. But we're going to make use of the Monday Club. 3 small plates for a tenner.
Yeah, so if Spoons wasn't cheap enough already, Monday to Thursday they have various clubs where you can get a further discount on certain sections of the menu. Monday was small plates, Tuesday burgers, Wednesday was pizza and Thursday was curries. From Monday to Thursday I was going to join the specific club of that day, both to make the most in savings and it kind of helps me decide what I'm going to eat each day as well. I got home and poor little Riley had been cooped up in the lounge all morning whilst the decorators were around, so she was rather happy to see me.
I'm just trying to play my game.
So I took her out to stretch her legs.
With such a light breakfast, I'm feeling hungry.
Into the next Spoons for lunch where I found a secluded little corner to set up shop, and I got a good view of what was carpet number 2. Not my favourite, I must say. For lunch I opted for the small plate Monday Club, usually $14.99 but $9.99 on Mondays.
Not a bad deal there, £5 off.
Whilst I waited for my food to arrive, I took in some Wetherspoons news. I didn't know they had this magazine. It was great. It was advertising the hotels on a big banner at the front.
Maybe, just maybe, we'll have to do a Spoons road trip next year.
Quick as you like, the food had arrived and my 3 small plates consisted of some nachos, halloumi fries and southern fried chicken strips.
I feel like this food is going to more than make up for a light breakfast. I said I was hungry. Look at my spread. Start with the halloumi fries. They look nice. As good as any halloumi fries I've ever had.
Next was the chicken strips.
With a sort of barbecue glaze.
Yeah, these are okay. Nothing special, just fine.
It's a Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey glaze. I'm not huge on Jack Daniel's, but when it's in a barbecue like that, it's pretty nice.
All of the food wasn't too bad, but I couldn't help but think this might be meant for more than one person, 2 people maybe.
I feel like nachos anywhere are very hit or miss, but we've got sour cream, we've got guacamole, we've got some chilies, and we've got some salsa. They're as good and as bad as any nachos, really.
It wasn't long before.
I'm struggling. This is a lot of food for one person, especially for lunch. I'm stuffed.
On my way back, it was a quick pit stop at Sainsbury's to pick up a package for us.
Brand new casserole dish. I know, what an exciting life I lead.
Riley was still a bit wet when I got home.
This is Riley in her coat. She does not like her coat, But when she's wet, she has to wear it, don't you, baby? Oh, sausage.
And I checked on the progress of the kitchen at the end of the day, and things were looking good. I was really excited for the finished results.
It's time to go for dinner, and I am the thing that I hoped I wouldn't be. Full.
Yeah, usually it's like day 4 or 5 I start feeling like this, but then again I did just have a very large lunch and it was all fried beige food.
So I'm just gonna get something sort of light.
And I did. I went for a ramen noodle bowl. Carolina came with me and she opted for the grilled katsu chicken, and both looked pretty nice.
I'm impressed, Spoons. Needs salt.
But once I added some salt, it was pretty good and went down a treat.
Cold winter's day. This is what you need.
We left and I can reveal so far I had spent £29.70, and my favourite dish I'd eaten was the ramen. Once it had some salt in it, of course. Along came day 2, where I started nice and early at the gym before getting to Spoons and settling down with a breakfast muffin. I loaded it up with the obligatory brown sauce.
I've got quite a busy day today, so I figure breakfast and lunch at the same time. I've got the cheese and egg muffin. £2.59 with a drink. Not bad, Spoons, not bad.
The muffin was pretty good. It had a slight jammy egg yolk, which is always a win. I would have got it with some bacon or sausage too, but that will come in the form of my early lunch. The breakfast wrap.
Spoons have their breakfast menu on from 8 until 12, so I can't actually order anything lunchy yet because it's not quite 12 o'clock. But they have the brunch wrap, which is identical to the breakfast wrap. Although I think there's a hash brown in the breakfast one, and there's not in the brunch one.
This was pretty good. It went down a treat, but having it so soon after the muffin was probably not a great idea. I'd have to wait a fair while and get dinner a bit later. A few hours later, I braved the rain with Riley and...
I thought of going for dinner in 3 or 4 hours or so, and having a bloody burger, a gourmet burger. I'm already so full.
As I said, I'd do all of the clubs on Monday to Thursday. It was now Tuesday, which meant burger club. Probably not the best move after having a breakfast muffin followed by a wrap, a very big wrap, for lunch. Although when I got home, something exciting had happened.
Oh, the tiling's done. Doesn't it look lovely? And the piece de resistance. I love it. I love it. We've got some pictures to go up there, but that, I love it.
It's a nice new backdrop, right? Better than the last one.
Actually, starving now. Need food. Need food.
I decided to go to a different Spoons this time around.
I've just come across a big old chonky car park cat. How are you? Oh, lovely to meet you. Oh, hello. Be careful.
I reluctantly left my new friend behind and entered the next Spoons that had a very bright and sunny carpet.
100% my favourite carpet so far. It's a Tuesday night, so I shouldn't really drink.
It would be rude not to have a beer with my burger. Once it arrived, it looked a little sad. The chips weren't amazing, but then I'm not a huge chip guy.
The burger itself, the beef, it's a little basic, but with the cheese, with the tomato, with the lettuce, it's alright.
The onion rings were onion rings, but the cheese definitely made up for the bland meat in the burger. I've definitely had better, but I finished it all other than a couple of rogue chips, finished my pint, and off I went.
One thing I'm quite liking with Spoons is how quick the food comes out. That burger came out in 5 minutes. They must have just been like shh with the burger and then whacked it in the bun, I suppose. But it does mean I can literally go in, have my food, 20 minutes later, walk out and go home.
Back at the car park, there was sadly no sign of my friend. Guess he must have gone home. And once I got home, I watched the latest It, Welcome to Derry. Fun fact, I'm petrified of clowns. There are only a few clowns in this world that I can stomach. There's Krusty, there's Ronald McDonald, and then there's Pennywise. And an honourable mention to Art the Clown, although Art is kind of more like a mime, not a clown, and I find him really endearing. He's just kind of like a murderous Mr. Bean. Anyway, day 2 was over and I'd spent £17.09 for that day, but my favourite meal still remained as the ramen.
I don't want to get up.
I find it very hard to get up in the middle of winter where it's kind of still dark, it's a bit cold, and it's so cosy when you're in your bed and you wake up. Either way, I dragged myself out, and within the hour I was getting a coffee at Spoons. And to accompany that, I had some fresh fruit with yoghurt. After a relatively heavy day the day before, this was well needed and went down really well. I reckon I'd do similar every other day in this challenge.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that either.
Now, my lovely viewers, you're probably thinking that whilst Sam does all of these food challenges, how does he keep a nice and balanced diet outside of them? Well, outside of small breakfasts and healthy home-cooked dinners, I'm always looking for healthy and alternative ways to get the calories, vitamins and minerals that I need. Which is why when YFood reached out to partner for this video, it was an instant yes. YFood is a convenient, ready-to-drink meal solution. They're high in protein and fibre and contain 26 essential vitamins and minerals that make them a fantastic alternative to junk food, with a great mix of nutrients that make them perfect for a well-rounded meal. They also taste great.
It's so good, so creamy. These are tasty.
They're honestly great to have on the go. I've been enjoying it as a post-workout meal.
They keep you full for 3 to 5 hours, have no added sugars, and are around 500 calories per bottle. I mean, what more could you want? They're genuinely perfect for me, and they help keep me super healthy and full between challenges. They were kind enough to send me this starter pack that comes with 5 different flavours to try, but there's even more across their entire website, including bars and powders too. It's already super affordable, but even more so if you use my code SamWilderYouTube, where you can get an extra 10% off site-wide. There's a link in the description below. Go grab yours now.
Cool, blimey, it's chilly today. Can you see that? I figure the lighter breakfasts I have, the more I can properly stomach of all the good stuff later on. Just having a fry up every day is well boring. I've learnt my lesson from Toby Carvery.
I decided that today would also be a day for sort of pottering around, doing a bit of spring cleaning, but in winter. So I started with the garage.
This is not how we want things to look. No, 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 no. We got work to do.
So like the true soldier that I am, I started arranging everything in dump piles and keep piles, before loading into the car to go to the recycling dump.
I've worked up an appetite after all of that, so I think it's high time we get some lunch. I think I know what we're going to get. Why do I always refer to myself as we?
So I went to what was the prettiest looking spoons I'd been to yet. Shame about the carpet though, I wasn't a big fan of it. I decided that for lunch I'd do the club, and I opted for a barbecue chicken pizza. It arrived and it was missing the rocket it said it came with, but other than that it looked alright.
This looks pretty decent. It's got a nice crisp looking base.
Don't speak too soon, Sam.
Could be crisper on the bottom. It is a little bit soggy, but the taste of the actual pizza is not bad. Chicken on it is good. Barbecue sauce is nice. Got a bit of onion on there. The outer crust cooked very well with garlic sauce. I like that. It's got a good crisp. It's got a good crunch. My only main issue with this is the underside of the base here. Could do with being crisper. It is a little bit soggy.
Tasty enough, but yeah, it could have done with a much crisper base. In fact, they could have used like a pizza crisper or something. They're really cheap. You can pick it up at Sainsbury's for like a £5. I've got one. Just use that and you're guaranteed like a crispy base every time. Don't know how the base was so soggy.
It's a pretty decent size for one person.
As I say, yeah, I did enjoy it, but right now it was a 5 out of 10. Crisp that base up, it would easily go to like a 7, 7.5.
Favourite spoons location so far, I think, but not my favourite spoons on the inside. It was all very cramped and everything was really close together. All the tables were really close, and I like it a bit more spread out, like it's been everywhere else. It's my only complaint. Pizza was alright.
When I got home, it was that time again.
Is it walk time? Do you want to go for a walk? Is it Riley time? Is it Riley time?
We went to the woods, somewhere we'd not been before, which isn't always the best idea.
Mate, it is boggy here. So we've never been here before. And we got a little bit turned around. And we're a bit lost in the middle of the woods. So, there she is. Where is she? There she is. I followed Riley. She found a path. So we're kind of following that path right now. But don't worry about me. If you're watching this video, I made it out alive. We made it out. We made it back alive.
We were lost for like a good 30 minutes. I didn't actually know where to go. We kind of got taken off the beaten path at one point, and I just had to follow Riley. Riley kept like coming to get me and being like, let's go this way, let's go this way, let's go this way. And she's a clever dog. We found the main path and we managed to get home. I still needed a little bit more exercise for the day though.
It's time for some bike.
So I just did a nice flat cycle whilst watching a couple of episodes of The Simpsons. Back in my favourite booth, dinner time was upon me and I got the pasta alfredo with bacon, which was the prettiest looking meal I'd had so far.
Got some water with this one, but I must say this looks absolutely delightful. Let's try. Zero complaints. The best thing I've had from Spoon so far.
This was great.
The sauce is really tasty. I like how the bacon is cooked and mixed with it. Bacon's slightly crisp to give it some texture. The rocket helps give it that pepperiness. It's seasoned well. It's good.
I was honestly happily surprised.
I'm not opposed to say this is as good as any pasta in Prezzo or in Ask Italian. It's really nice, like genuinely really nice.
I also decided it was about time I got some dessert, so I got the mini cookie dough sandwich with ice cream, which looked great again.
Oh yeah, this is a bit of Sam. The issue is I just can't really have one of these every single day. I mean, I could, but it would probably be a bad idea.
I lapped up the rest of this. It felt like a good portion, but there's a bigger portion of this supposedly, and I wondered how big that one would be. I'd probably find out later this week.
I think that was probably my favourite day so far, by a long shot. Look what I just got. At retail price too. Thank you, Amazon. I'm gonna scalp all of them. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna rip all of them pretty much right now. Maybe some tomorrow, I don't know. There's 18 in here. 18, that's a lot of packs. I'm feeling it. The Zard is here. The Zard is here. I've opened half, and these are the hits so far. I got well overexcited by this guy, thinking it was the Zard, but no, it's not. Still a cool card though.
So after day 3, I'd spent a further £26.46 and my new favourite dish was that pasta alfredo. What a dish! It was the halfway point today.
Every time I come out of the shower, my head gets rubbed by this cat. Without fail.
And before you know it, I had transported myself to Spoons.
I was going to go for porridge this morning, but I'm going to change that because I'm actually pretty hungry because that alfredo, it was lovely, but it wasn't a lot of food. So I'm going to go for a benedict.
It was okay. Supposedly the poached eggs come vacuum packed, so you lot tell me, but they had slightly jammy yolks and taste like eggs, so I can't complain too much. Hollandaise was a bit too tangy for my taste, but nevertheless, it was a decent breakfast.
Story time. Why is it that some older generations are just so damn rude? Granted, I should have left my coat when I got my coffee on my table, but I didn't because I'm by myself and I didn't want to leave my coat. But I had ordered food to that table and there was a little old lady and slightly older man, late 60s maybe, just walking over and sitting down at the table I'd ordered food to when I got back with my coffee. I was really nice, I was really polite. I just said, I didn't ask them to move. I just said, I'm so sorry, I've just ordered food to this table. And he was just like, I don't care, tell him to move it. And I was like, a bit taken aback. And I was like, would you mind saying to them if they come over with the food that I've moved? No, I don't care, you do it. It's like, all right, blimey. Go sit down, he goes up to the bar, bless her, little old lady, mid-80s maybe, walks over to me. She's like, I'm so sorry for him. He's not my husband. He's not my husband. He's just a friend of a friend. And I was like, all right, it's all right. Like, thanks for apologising. But yeah, really wound me up. Don't need to be so rude.
When I got back, it was time to organise some footage and start scripting. Scripting this video, actually. So you're currently watching me typing out the very words I'm saying right now. Kind of meta, isn't it? Hey, what are you looking at? Anyway, lunchtime. I headed back to my favourite Spoons so far and opted for their deli section for lunch, where I got a shawarma chicken wrap, complete with naga chili apparently. And I got more water as I'd had far too much fizzy drink for the week for my liking. The wrap came and I was quite impressed. It was very filled and it looked pretty good.
But the big question is, of course, how does it taste?
Good. Very good. I was a fan.
Mate, they aren't lying when it says they've got naga chilies in. That's got some heat. It's a good heat, but it's got some heat.
I finished my wrap all too quickly and this was a contender for best lunch so far. Yet another Riley walk, and I know I can't get enough of her either. You should subscribe so you can see more of her.
I don't think dogs can come to Wetherspoons. It's dinner time, and it's curry club. Now, normally I'd get something like a jalfrezi or a madras, which they do. But Spoons being Spoons, I worry it's just going to be spicy for the sake of being spicy. I'm going for a tikka masala, just to ensure the flavour's right. I feel like it will be a better judge of curry.
The curry club was a great deal actually, especially if you opt for a pint, which I did, because its size was quite impressive, also coming with 2 poppadoms and a naan bread.
It looks like it's going to be decent. Let's
Should have brought my proper camera for this.
Yeah, forgive me for that. It's Thursday night, or Thirsty Thursday as some people call it, so it's very, very busy, and I wasn't prepared to bring my actual camera, just especially while I'm by myself as well. It'll probably be the same on a Friday night too. I poured out my curry and tried it out, hoping for the best.
The chicken tastes odd.
Yeah, the first bit was a bit sinewy.
The sauce is okay. It's very ready mealy. It's like a ready meal tikka masala is what this tastes like. The rice, it's just out of packet. I didn't expect anything less, to be fair. It's still tasty and will do the job.
And the job it did indeed, because I wolfed this down. Was clearly hungrier than I thought.
Satisfied, I would say. And when I say it's like a ready meal curry, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't mind a ready meal curry. And for $9.99 with a pint, can't be wrong.
I'd put this between like a standard Tesco tikka masala and the M&S best ever tikka masala, like right in the middle of them, somewhere here. And so at the end of day 4, I had spent a further £22.57, but the Alfredo did definitely still keep the number 1 spot.
You know what spoons need to do? I don't care about the quality of them, but they need to do croissants for breakfast. That's all I really want today. I just want a cup of coffee and a croissant.
I still stand by that. I miss croissants. I started my morning biking.
It is absolutely freezing here today. I know I'll warm up soon enough, but it puts you off, it really does.
To some Scott Pilgrim before getting ready to go out.
I skipped breakfast today. Dunno, I wasn't very hungry, wasn't really feeling it. But don't worry, I'll make up for it with quite a big lunch. There's not actually a I must have 3 meals a day rule.
I chose a spot right by the radiator as it was so bitterly cold and ordered a passion fruit cooler. It's cold, Sam. Why are you ordering cold drinks? It was alright though. Brunch with some chicken bites for breakfast and the Festive pizza for lunch. I thought I'd try the pizza at a different spot to see if they could make a crispier base. Second chances and all that.
Chicken breast bites for breakfast. These taste exactly like those chicken balls that you get from a Chinese takeaway. And I'm here for it. I forgot to buy a sauce. They could do a sauce. I got the Christmas pizza for lunch, the brie, bacon, chicken and stuffing pizza. The base is well cooked this time. It's a crispy base, so I guess it depends on the chef of the day and where you go.
All in all, it was quite a nice pizza actually.
We need to try a bit with stuffing. Oh yeah, stuffing should be on pizzas a lot more. This is better than that barbecue one.
I literally spent the rest of the day editing this exact video, so let's cut to dinner, shall we?
It is busy here tonight, so I'm lucky I found a table.
I decided to go pub classics today and ordered the sausage and mash. This was a mistake.
Friday night, wine night. It's not good. Whoever cooked this definitely left it in the microwave a bit too long. So let's be fair, this is microwaved and it's way too hot than it has any right to be. It's a microwave job.
Do you know what I mean? Like microwave hot? It wasn't properly cooked. It didn't taste properly cooked. It just tasted heated up to the max, and that is not very nice. To make up for it, I had to get dessert, where I got this salted caramel blondie with ice cream, which saved this meal. It was good.
I'm under a hood, so you can't see me. Sorry to say, Wetherspoons, but that was the worst meal I've had so far. Okay, not the dessert. The dessert slapped. That sausage and mash, that was bad.
So after day 5, I spent another £24.92, and yes, the pasta Alfredo still reigns supreme.
Riley's groomed today, so this is the before. She very needs a haircut, don't you? You need a haircut.
Yep, it was that time again. Our girl needed a haircut, so while she had one, I, of course, went back to spoons. I grabbed my coffee, and don't worry, I left my coat at the table this time.
Looks like a real-life actual person, so I think I'll be safe.
And got the one thing I'd been craving most. Porridge, with some blueberries, banana and honey.
I'm genuinely actually excited for this breakfast. We're gonna load it up.
Sometimes porridge is just needed. That plus fresh fruit. It had been a heavy few days, and this was literally just what I needed. There comes a point in these challenges, usually around the 5 or 6 day mark, where I just get so done. Like, these are endurance challenges after all. I start off having the best time ever, I think it's going great, I'm enjoying it, and then even with a variety menu of like 149 items, it still felt the same old things just over and over and over again, and I just crave real normal food again, and luckily there was only 2 days left, but Yeah, I was ready for this one to be over.
Now that was incredible. Considering these are free refills, I'm probably about to go and get another one because I need coffee while I wait for Riley. But in the meantime, I'm really busy today, so...
I got a vegan sausage butty to take home alongside a sausage and egg muffin, and I Tupperwared them to take them back. Mostly because I knew I would get hungry and wouldn't make it back to Spoons until that evening. I was also going out the following mornings, wouldn't make it to a Spoons that early, so you see my logic here.
She's a clean girl, has just had her groom and looks beautiful, but we're going to go ruin all of that with a walk. Someone had a walk immediately after her groom and is now a bit wet and is sulking because she's in her robe.
I then had to have lunch before we went out for the day, so I reheated the Egg McMuffin. I was going to do this one for breakfast the next day, wasn't sure about freezing the egg overnight, so opted to have it now.
I don't have any brown sauce and they literally have Heinz at Spoons, so you got to allow me this.
Right? That's surely fair game. I sauced it up and chowed down. Not as good as a McMuffin. It was then time to go shopping for a certain time of year. I didn't want to leave everything until the 24th this time around.
Why are dinosaurs affiliated with Christmas these days? I don't get it.
Literally, they are everywhere. I don't get it. I understand the Tom Fletcher one because, you know, that's the whole thing, but they are literally everywhere. Ornaments, wrapping paper, cards. Why? When we finished up, it was straight back to Spoons for dinner that evening, where I wanted to play it safe and have something both light and tasty. So I got the pasta alfredo, but with chicken this time. And yes, it was still as good as the last time. I had some garlic pizza bread on the side too, which was also very good. This was a good meal. It made up for last night. Slightly. When we got back, Riley had something to say.
Oi. Stop it. Stop it. No.
I don't blame her. She was excited for this to be over as I was. Which meant after day 6 I had spent another £24.17, but now I'd had the Alfredo with both meats, I'd say the bacon one was my favourite. And so the final day was finally here! And it was time to revitalise the vegan sausage bap. This was... interesting.
Well, it's finally day 7. It's been a good week. But, what is this? I decided to get the vegan sausages instead of the normal sausages because the normal sausages are awful. I thought maybe the vegan sausages will be a little bit better. But are the vegan sausages any better than the normal sausages? One way to find out. I think the answer is yes. It's very dry.
Yeah, it was market day. I hope to find some more gifts here, but why do I always come here during these challenges when all the lovely food is staring at me in the face? Really frustrating.
It's unfortunate, but no food for Sam.
I found an ornament of the Toby Carvery man, and once we were done, it was straight to the supermarket for some food shopping for the following week, where I could finally eat like a normal person again. I spotted some of the sponsor in the wild, got home, chucked a jumper on, and it was off for my final meal.
Yeah, I'm going there. Which already possibly looks like the coolest Wetherspoons I think I've ever seen.
This was pretty funky. My brother and sister-in-law joined me for this one. Neither had eaten at Spoons in a very long time. I felt like I had to try the roast turkey dinner. My sister-in-law got the chicken and stuffing burger, and my brother got the lasagna.
Doesn't look terrible.
I don't know if you can call this a roast dinner though. If that's meant to be parsnip, I'm not sure what that is. Bit of carrot. The carrot tastes the same as the parsnip. Identical. Do you know what this is like? This is a early 2000s school canteen Christmas dinner. I don't mind the stuffing. The stuffing's good. We like the stuffing. And it's a shame it's mash instead of actual roasties, but...
School dinner or not, I finished it all. It was alright. Before getting dessert, where I got the cookie dough sandwich. Full size this time. The others had sticky toffee pudding and crumble. Sadly, the custard was out of stock. I couldn't work out if mine was the same I had last time. It wasn't as warm, but it still tasted great. The desserts here are good. Very filling, very indulgent, and very Moorish. But they do dessert very well. But then with that, I was done.
There we go. That's Spoons for a week. That was a very fun week. It wasn't as awful as I thought it was going to be. There's actually some really decent food at Spoons. But there's also some really bad food at Spoons. I would say the worst thing of the week is actually that sausage and mash, because that sausage and mash was quite literally overly hot from being smacked in a microwave. The roast dinner was 10 times better. I know I always say this, but I cannot wait to eat normal food from tomorrow. I really can't. Finally.
You all know what my favourite meal was, no change there, but finally I can reveal that I had spent a grand total of £166.46. Actually not that awful. I enjoyed this was fun. I rounded up my week by watching Angry Ginge take the jungle throne.
Give me 5 years.
So yeah, spoons for a week. Some good, some bad, mostly bad, but the good was really good. And anyway, I'll see you next time where I'm going to eat more food.